Wow, look at this cookie. Wow, look at that thing. Oh man, look at that. How good is that? Huh? I mean, man. Mmm. That's really, really good. You're going to want to stick around. Learn how to make these. I'm telling you. Mmm. Hey everybody, hope you're having an awesome day. So I know I am. Welcome back to all those that have been here before and have subscribed. Thank you. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you're just coming on, hopefully you like the content. Hopefully you'll take a minute and think about subscribing and hitting that little bell icon and joining. So hopefully you'll do that as we go along. So I think I have a good little recipe that we're going to do today. It's something that I saw Anita over at Ketogenic Woman doing a version of this, and she had kind of said it was from Carnivore-ish Crisp. So I'll put both of their links down there before. I went and watched Carnivore Crisp recipe as well. I'm making some changes to it, so my recipe is going to be a little bit different. So I will print my recipe down there below their links, where I'm going to show you the links to their pages, so you can see how they're doing it and the things that they're doing a little different. Hopefully this is a pretty quick and easy recipe. So I'm going to make some protein cookies. I'd like to think they're protein sparing modified cookies, but I'm afraid they're probably just a little bit too high in the fat content. Maybe not. Maybe it's actually it's probably more the total carbs than anything else. But anyway, they're really good for your keto days. So they're going to be more of like a double chocolate. So these are going to be chocolate with chocolate chips in them, right? So we're going to see how that comes out. And again, we're going to do them uniquely. We're not going to use any kind of almond flour. We're not going to use any kind of coconut flour. So if you have allergies to coconut flours, or if you have allergies to almond flours, these cookies I think are going to be really good for you. So hopefully everything goes well. Again, I'm changing some things in the recipes to what I would say are more my liking, and things that I have readily available in my house as well, and some of the ingredients. So all I'm going to start off doing is by taking, and I'm using some non-fat Greek yogurt because I'm trying to keep the fat down. I was trying to get it to fit into my macros for my protein sparing modified fast days. So we're pretty close. So that there is a third of a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. If you're doing a regular keto day and you wanted the fat in there, just use the regular fat in there. Actually, if you use something like a vanilla or a plain Two Goods or something like that, you would probably lower the carbs on this a little bit as well, but you're going to raise the fat up a little bit. So either way, I'm going to play around with both recipes because I actually have a vanilla version of this as well. Again, if you like kind of seeing this kind of stuff, just best thing you can do to it is give it a thumbs up, hit that little subscribe button, and hit that little bell icon next to it. So I put the Greek yogurt in here. I'm going to put in, this is a confectionery sugar. This is 2 tablespoons of confectionery sugar I'm going to put in here. I didn't say that it was all going to go in there, but so I'm going to put that confectionery sugar in there. Oh, you know what? Before we go too much further, I'm going to change the angle of this camera down so we can go down. And you can see me actually mixing here rather than me talking and just telling you what I'm doing. So let me reposition this camera so that you can get a better angle at it. Alright, that's a little better. Then you can actually see. So I put my yogurt in here, confectionery sugar. Now I'm going to put in some brown sugar in here. This brown sugar sweetener that I'm using is about 1/4 cup. I'm using the Latana. You can use monk fruit. You can use whatever you want. But this is the brown sugar substitute that I'm using to mix it in here. I'm just going to mix the yogurt up together with that real quick, like really going to try to put it on a low. Not it going all over. Oh, be helpful if I plugged it in, huh? Here we go. I'm just going to mix those two together. I'm actually going to get make sure I get all the stuff on the sides mixed in with it. So real simple. Then I'm going to mix the rest of the ingredients in here. So what I'm going to mix in here, so this is unsweetened cocoa. This is 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa that I'm going to mix in. Next I'm going to use, this is 1 scoop of a chocolate protein powder, whey protein powder. This is the one I use right here. Let me show it to you, so you know it. So I use the Isopure. It's 0 carbs or low carbs. This actually only has total carbs in it is 1, and it has 1 fiber. So technically, if you're doing net carbs, it's 0. So I like it. I like the flavor of it. I'm not going to say it's the cleanest because it has saccharose in it, but you know what? I like the way it tastes, and it's good for me. So that works for me. I did put a link for this down below, so if you want to go check it out. Also, I'm going to put in here some collagen. So this is collagen powder. This is 3 scoops of my collagen that I use as well. Again, this is the collagen that I use. So there's a link for that down below too as well. So I'm going to put those in there. I am going to put in vanilla. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of vanilla in here. Now I did turn my oven on to 350. So my oven is on. So then I'm going to mix in, this is a combination, I already put it in here. This has some baking powder in it and some xanthan gum. The xanthan gum is about a quarter of a teaspoon. The baking soda is about 1 teaspoon as well. So I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Before I go too far, because it's going all over the place, I'm actually going to mix in, this is 1 cup of egg white along with 1 teaspoon of egg white, 1 tablespoon of egg white. So 1 cup of egg white and 1 tablespoon of egg white. So I'm going to put that in there just to help mix it up. And before I get going, I'm going to mix this around a little bit so I don't get all of the dust and everything else here. So I noticed a huge mistake when I was mixing this up because it wasn't mixing the way it was supposed to be. I was supposed to use a quarter cup of the egg white and 1 tablespoon, and I put 1 whole cup of egg white in here. So that's why it was so thin, much thinner than I wanted it to be. So what I did was I just quadrupled my batch versus making a whole new recipe. These are the mistakes that you make while you're video, right? So I am going to mix this up, just get it going a little bit, and then we'll run it again here. I'm going to run the mixer on here. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit so I didn't get quite as much of a cloud as I did before. So the recipe that I post will be the correct recipe with the correct ingredients and the correct amounts and all that good stuff. So, I am going to put a little bit of salt in here as well, just because I like the taste of the salt. All right, now I'm going to take a couple minutes and mix this up. While I'm mixing this up, I'm going to pause the video here. We'll come back. I'll show you what the battery looks like before we put it on our pan, all right? All right, we're back. I've kind of got the beat up together. It's not quite coming together the way I'd like it to. I'm thinking maybe because I messed up the recipe. So you're going to see my fails along with my successes. So I'm making a big mess over here. You notice I got it all over my shirt. So, so when I was mixing it up. So we'll see. The batter tastes pretty good, but so now we're going to take these. I'm going to take my, this is my 2 tablespoon scoop. So I'm going to take this on here. I'm going to see how well these hold out. I'll take my little. And these are going to be pretty good sized cookies, so that's kind of the way I wanted them. Now the original recipe that I will post down below will make 10 of these. I'd like the batter to be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to play around with this a little bit. I have the vanilla one. I'm going to try 2. Again, I'm going to play around a little bit, and we're going to see how that comes out. That one I'll probably do before I do a video. This was just something I wanted to try for an experiment, see how that came out. Yeah, they seem to be holding their own on the tray. One tray, I'm going to throw these in the oven. going. I got the next tray here. Now we're going to bake these for about 15 minutes. So this has not turned out the way I wanted it to, but like I said, it looks pretty good. So I'm hoping it turns out good. It's just not the cookie dough consistency that I expected. So like I say, just tasting the batter, I know what they taste like. I know they taste pretty good. Just the batter tastes pretty good anyway. Like I said, I just kind of made a pretty big mess when I was mixing it. I kind of pulled the mixer out a little bit too high and got on me on the counter and everything else. So I'm going to throw these in. All right, so we're going to bake those. I'm going to tip you back up here. All right, so I'm going to throw those in, like I said, for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to turn the timer on 15 minutes. And we'll come back in 15 minutes. I'll show you how they came out. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up my mess. Maybe I'll change my shirt, maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to get an apron so while I'm cooking. So, you know, so, but it is what it is. Those are the issues and the problems you have cooking, right? So it's fun playing around. It's fun trying new things. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe and hit that bell icon. It just goes to show you I'm far from perfect, that's for sure. So again, hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully these come out really, really good, right? So hopefully, but we'll see. All right, I'll come back and when they're done and I'll show you what they look like. All right, so it's been 15 minutes, and they don't look like they're quite done to me, so I'm going to leave them in for a few more minutes. This is what they look like so far, just so you can see. So they actually look pretty good, but they don't look like they're quite done yet to me, so I'm going to leave them in. I'll leave them in for another 5 minutes or so because it still looks like they got a little baking to do. So we'll come back in 5 minutes and check them again, all right? All right, I'm back. So I just turned the oven off. I'm going to pull them out, but just wanted to kind of say that they actually look pretty good. These will have a consistency of more of a like a brownie, cakey type of a cookie versus a regular cookie. So we'll see how it looks. And so that's how they look. So they held their shape pretty good. I mean, they flattened out a little bit, but not much. I will tell you that they're a pretty big cookie. They're probably twice the size I would have liked to have had them. But again, and I kind of just wanted to show you, hey, not everything goes perfect in the kitchen, right? So I made one heck of a mess. I made a mess on me, mess all over the counter, everything else. So it is what it is, and that's the way it goes in the kitchen, right? You know, so for every one success, there's probably 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 trials that you don't see that that I know some of the other folks too that cook on here that don't show. So, but I kind of just wanted to show you, you know, how it goes. This is the first time it goes. Sometimes things won't go right, and I won't show the videos. Sometimes if the product comes out good, I'll still show them. These look like they're pretty good, so we're gonna let them cool, and then we're gonna check them and see how they are inside and make sure that they're cooked all the way through, and then we'll do a taste test. The macros on these things are really, really good. Again, I would say these are, I got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, and you should get 10 with a normal size batter, right? So depending on the size of the cookie you make. So these are probably twice of what you should be making as far as the size goes. I like really big cookies. I'm thinking that these are going to be more like a brownie type of a cake consistency, which I kind of wanted to try. So we'll see. We'll come back here in about 10 minutes when they cool, and we'll give you the taste test. We'll go through the macros. And again, thumbs up, subscribe, please, 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 and then hit that little bell icon next to it. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated, right? So, hopefully you enjoy this. There's a lot of hard work that stuff goes into this. You don't really see it. I truly, really appreciate all those YouTube creators that go into a lot of great content and go into a lot of great detail and all the video editing and everything else. And to me, probably the hardest videos are the cooking ones, just because of the fact so much stuff can go wrong. There's so many variables. My oven seems to take a lot longer than a normal person. So I put those in for 20 minutes and let them cook for 20 minutes. Again, they're bigger than normal. Probably I should have put them in about half the size. Maybe I should have used the 1 tablespoon scoop instead of the 2. But still, it seems like when someone else tells me it takes them 15 minutes to bake it, it takes me 20 minutes, and I don't know what, maybe I need to calibrate my oven or something, or have some kind of understanding of how to do that. I'm not really sure. So, but anyway, so we'll come back in a couple minutes and we'll check this out. All right. All right, we're back. This is what they look like on a final plate. What do you think? Take one. See? Breaks. Look at that. Wow. Wow, look at that. That looks really, really good. Like I said, it's more of a cakey type of a batter, but man, that broke really nice. Let's try it. Man, it's more of a cakey type of a batter, so but it's good. I like it. It's good. Now, if I didn't mess up the recipe, it'd probably even be better. But it's good. That's really good. I'm gonna sit down and have a cup of coffee and have these. So that's really good. So again, it shows the consistency of that. So you can see the inside. So nice. Came out pretty good, even though I was messing up. So I did write the recipe up. I will post the recipe down below. So go down there and take a look at it. It will be the correct recipe. It will make 10 cookies. And hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I was making today as I was going through it. So I have wrote it all up. I also put it on Carb Manager. So based on Carb Manager, this is what it came back with. It's telling me that one of these cookies is 43 calories, 1 gram of fat in it. So it's really, really good, right? It has 8 grams of protein, so it's a protein cookie. So it's supposed to have a high protein, so that's good. All right. Carbs in it. It says it has 9 total carbs in it. It's probably mostly from the chocolate chips. So if you want to cut the number of carbs down to that, you can cut down the chips. I know the original recipe they only put 3 or 4 in each cookie. I'm more of a chocolate holic, so I wanted more than that, so I put more in there. Fiber, it has 1 in it, so minusing the sugar, alcohols, and everything else that are in it, it comes out to 1 net carb per cookie. So you can't do much better than that, right? So it's something that's very enjoyable. It's something that go really nice with a cup of coffee. So like I said, it's kind of more of a, I guess you'd call it a brownie cookie. So now I'm going to play around with this recipe a little bit too as well. Hopefully you do too. If you try it and if you tweak it or something like that, let me know. So on my next batch that I make, that I can tweak it too and maybe try the same thing if you get a better result in it. I'm also going to try the vanilla ones and see how those come out. So you're not so fond of the chocolate, the vanilla ones will be better. Again, maybe I'll cut down on the chocolate chips a little bit so they're more friendly for the protein sparing modifying fast days as well. So maybe that if I do really good on my protein sparing modifying fast day, I can have one of these. I would say right now with 9 total carbs in them, I would say it's too high, but they're really good for regular keto days because they're only 1 net carb, right? So, and they're pretty good sized cookies. They're pretty good sized cookies. So, you know. All right, so that's the recipe for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe. Hit that little bell icon down there below. Hopefully, you know, like I said, you'll keep coming back for more and more. We try to offer some others. Again, I know we have some other recipes coming up this week. We also, I shouldn't say this week, in the next couple of weeks. I've also got a couple of product reviews that I'm going to do probably this week or next week as well. So we're trying to get a bunch of stuff out. And I know I keep telling you what's coming up, but I keep getting sidetracked and doing other things. So, but we do have a bunch of stuff coming up, time restrictions and everything else. So, hey, let me know what you want to see. You want to see more product review? You would like to see more cooking? Would you like to see more day of eatings? Would you like to see the protein sparing modifying days of eatings? What would you like to see? Let me know down in the content down below in the comments down below. I really appreciate it. I'd like to hear from you guys because I'd like to make sure that I'm giving you content that you like, that you can use, that you're learning from, and that help you make your life better. Again, these are no sugar. There's sugar substitutes in them, so there's no sugar in them. There's no flour in them, so there's no almond flour. There's no coconut flour or anything else in them. So they're really, really good. It's a good way to go. It's a good alternative. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hey, remember, you guys are awesome. You guys are great. Remember, this is the holiday season. You know, be good to each other, be kind to each other, be giving to each other. You know, let's make this world a better place. And just remember, you guys are great.